And council has their good and welfare at a latter point in the meeting. And my suggestion is that we move good and welfare to the end of the meeting and that we could get our business done, and the people who have applications and come before this board could get things done, take care of our residents and our business owners and do what has to be done. And then those additional comments that are made to the public on stuff not on the agenda could be heard at the end of the meeting. But so my recommendation, if you see the second set, is to move it right before we would go into closed session. Closed session is always the last item we do before adjournment. So we would basically have good and welfare, and then if we had closed session, we would go into closed session where we remove everybody from the meeting anyway, and then we would adjourn after that. So I left it before closed session, not after. That being said, I also don't want to get to a point where we could have a big agenda. We'll go past 11 o'clock like we did last meeting. So the caveat I would put in there, it's not going to be in the bylaws. It'll just be an understanding that, and Brian, if you think it's necessary, you recommend us to change it and put it into the bylaws part, that if we don't get to the point of good and welfare by 10 o'clock, in other words, most meetings, we would hit the point of good and welfare prior to 10 o'clock. If at 10 o'clock we don't get to good and welfare, we would open up 10 o'clock, we would stop from whatever we are in the middle. If we're trying to finish someone's testimony, give or take a few minutes around 10 o'clock. And if it's at 9:45 before we take a new witness, we would stop. We give a half hour of good and welfare and then go back to our business. After that, if there was a need for more good and welfare of people who didn't get a chance to speak, it could be added again at the end of the meeting. That's my proposal. I think it'll be a more efficient way for our meetings and running our meetings. I'd like to make, well, before I make a motion, let me get feedback from anybody on that. Mark?
Yeah, first of all, I think it's a great idea. I think partly because many people use good and welfare to talk about stuff that's going to be on the agenda, that they have plenty of time later in the meeting to speak about it.